finally escaped that filthy prison. That horrible lord is going to suffer for this. A bath in boiling oil springs to mind. But what's happening? I feel so weak. All my skill and attribute points have disappeared. I blame that obnoxious lord. That must be it. I bet he cursed me or something. He'll pay for this. I will use his entrails as a clothesline. At least there's a dungeon heart back there. I should capture it as quickly as possible. You can see the dungeon heart pulsating evilly. How divine! If I should ever actually die in a fight, the dungeon heart will revive me. But it will be damaged in the process. Good thing I can always quickly access my dungeon heart and its health. Very well. For now I will just settle down here and regain my strength. To do that, I should construct a dungeon, but I still lack the required resources. Hey, a goblin! Where did he come from? Never mind, he's right on cue. I'm going to thoroughly exploit him as my cheap, willing slave. Here we have a gold deposit. I should dig into it to increase my stock of gold. There are 4 different types of rock. Regular rock is easy to remove. Hard rock is quite solid. It takes my goblins forever to dig through it. Gold veins contain valuable gold that my goblins can harvest, but these layers of rock are very tough. And then there is granite. My goblins cannot dig through that, even under threat of violence. This amount of gold should be enough for now. I could also create those little slaves myself. The Summon Goblin spell in my grimoire will do the trick. But I can only create goblins up to a certain maximum. Once I have reached that, I need to raise the goblin maximum at the dungeon heart. I had better summon another goblin right away. Excellent. I now have 2 willing slaves at my disposal. But what is that? A hero appears to have entered the dungeon. Heroes enter a dungeon through an open hero's entrance. Those sheepish creatures crave to be entertained and have their needs fulfilled. Heroes have a total of 7 different relevant needs. If I entertain them accordingly, they will produce valuable soul energy that I can take from them later. This hero, for instance, has the need to find treasure. If I look at the hero's entrance more closely, I can learn what type of hero usually enters the dungeon from there. But let us cover the need for treasure first. In order to satisfy that, I must build a treasure chest. Building is of course possible within the area of influence of my dungeon. Unfortunately, a newly built treasure chest contains no gold. First, a goblin must fetch gold from the dungeon heart and then take it to the chest. Only then can a hero plunder the treasure chest. But this also means that the goblin must somehow manage to reach the treasure chest more or less unhampered. Now I should wait for a greedy hero to line his pockets with gold. The soul energy of a hero is shown above his head. This one appears to be full and ready to be harvested. A hero who is completely satisfied will usually try to leave the dungeon. If he succeeds, his soul energy will be lost, along with the gold that he plundered. Excellent! When I kill a hero myself, I instantly receive part of his soul energy. The rest will slowly drain into the ground. In order to prevent that, and collect the rest as well, I need to throw the hero into a prison cell. Luckily, there happens to be one right over there. My servants automatically drag heroes off to cells where they can rot in peace. Great! Excellent! Now the hero's soul energy will slowly flow to me and my dungeon heart, while he gathers moss in his cell. Also, I can now build more prison cells, and thus create more space for paying customers. Prison cells need to be built in a room. A room must comprise an area of at least 2 by 2 fields. If I build a cell in an empty room, it will become a prison. It is then impossible to place room gimmicks for other rooms there. However, treasure chests and prestige gimmicks can be placed anywhere. Speaking of prestige gimmicks, well, naturally prestige gimmicks give me prestige, which in turn adds a bonus to my attributes, and thus makes me stronger. Also, certain gimmicks require a certain amount of prestige before I can build them. Heroes love prestige gimmicks and admire them. When a hero admires a prestige gimmick, it will bring even more prestige than usual. So I should make sure to place prestige gimmicks in spots where many heroes are bound to encounter them. There are two different kinds of prestige gimmicks: wall gimmicks and floor gimmicks. Wall gimmicks have a higher basic value, but their bonus for admiration by heroes is smaller. Floor gimmicks have a lower basic value, but I can achieve more additional points through admiration by heroes. I should now fortify myself by building a few prestige gimmicks.
The next level soon.
Someone's attacking you, Master!
Yes!
I can already feel the power of the prestige gimmicks, and the prestige that gives me strength. Therefore, I have now gained access to armory gimmicks. Just like the prison, the armory is also a room, and therefore needs to have an area of at least 2 by 2 fields. 4 different types of gimmicks can be built in an armory. An armory can have no more than 1 interaction gimmick. Heroes need this gimmick in order to be able to interact with a room. If such a gimmick is not present, the room holds no interest for heroes. Interaction gimmicks determine how much satisfaction heroes can get from a room. I will now lay the foundation for a room and build an interaction gimmick.
Master, someone's attacking you.
Outstanding work, if I say so myself. And now, let's talk about capacity gimmicks. Capacity gimmicks determine the maximum amount of satisfaction that an armory can provide. The more capacity gimmicks a room contains, the larger the maximum amount. I should now add one to the room I built. Fantastic! My armory is almost complete. All I need now is an efficiency gimmick. Efficiency gimmicks determine how fast the amount of satisfaction provided by a room is refilled. The more efficiency gimmicks a room contains, the faster that will happen. And of course, equipment is not going to create itself. Therefore, a goblin must be set to work in an armory and produce new equipment. I should now build an efficiency gimmick in this room so it will be fully functional. Wonderful! My armory is complete. Oh, and what's more, I can build just one of the special gimmicks in an armory. They have all kinds of different effects, but that is irrelevant at the moment. And now, once more, for good measure, In order to be fully functional, an armory first requires an interaction gimmick, a capacity gimmick, and an efficiency gimmick. Oh yes, and of course, a goblin who creates a bit of equipment. Luckily, those useful dimwits do that all by themselves. Very good. These are the basic elements of any armory. The more prestige I have, the more different building options I'm given to choose from. I can dismantle any gimmicks that are no longer needed, but that is not on the agenda right now. There are no heroes in the dungeon who have a need for equipment. I should open another entrance. My spies tell me that heroes coming through this entrance will have a need for equipment. I should open it as soon as possible.
Hero is completely satisfied and is now looking to leave your dungeon. A new entrance has been opened.
Very good. The armory is waiting to be discovered by greedy heroes. Usually, heroes are not that easily satisfied. Most of them have more than one need. It seems the heroes around here aren't terribly demanding. I had better wait now until a hero emerges from this entrance and uses the armory. In the meantime, I can continue furnishing the dungeon. has visited the armory. It usually attracts heroes who love massive armor and weapons. Magicians, on the other hand, are more interested in books and knowledge. The library is perfectly suited for this purpose. Good thing I can build that now. A library basically works like an armory, but it requires no goblins to work there because it conveniently refills itself. My spies tell me that magicians are swarming the dungeon from this entrance. I should build a library nearby and thus keep them entertained.
Hero is completely satisfied and is now looking to leave your dungeon. You have opened a hero's entrance, Master.
Excellent. I can still master the basics of dungeon construction. I could mess around here a little more, or I could head on and leave the dungeon via the stairs.